Just as like a word of warning, this is probably going to be a really long video because I talk and ramble, and I'm going to have some clips from PAX in here. So if you don't mind hearing my PAX experience, it being like 12-15 minutes long, if that's however long this video is going to be, it's a video for you, baby. Hey guys, Avery Bird, aka Octraman here, and I finally had time to recalibrate after PAX 2016, so I thought I'd do a little recap video for you guys. Why am I moving around so much? It's just like, I am this and you are me. But yeah, it was an extremely fun time being in the Ubisoft Star Player program. I thank, everyone who kind of allowed me to be in that experience so much. But without further ado, let's get on with the recap. A lot of different people were in the Star program and at Pax West for different reasons. For people like me, I was there for Watch Dogs 2 because of my Marcus Holloway cosplay. Some people were there for For Honor. Some because they were like #1 in like every single leaderboard for the technical test of For Honor. So that was like nuts. Some people were there for South Park. It was just a bunch of different people there for different Ubisoft games. And none of us were shy about, expressing our distaste. Well, distaste is a kind of a terrible word. Our criticism for, certain Ubisoft games or the Ubisoft games we like. I know there were some people there that thought Watch Dogs was kind of crap. I myself thought Watch Dogs was an okay game at best and like very subpar at worst. And we didn't shy away from telling the developers that. And I'm not sure if they were like completely comfortable hearing that from us, but I know we gave them some good feedback. And speaking of Star players, everyone who was a Star player and a Ubisoft dev for that matter were just super nice. Like, everyone was super nice. And, I know a lot of people, myself included, have this, like, kind of, thought process that, like, some people who work at big companies like Ubisoft, act kind of stuffy because they work at a higher up company, even if you, like, never met them. But a lot of, like, pretty much every person at Ubisoft there was, like, a normal human being. So there you go. There's your proof. From good old Avery himself. One of the first people I met at Ubisoft was Craig. He's super awesome. He is a community manager developer on Rainbow Six Siege. I know it's a community something on Rainbow Six Siege. So there's that. And he actually gave us our tote bags, which was actually, pretty cool. We got some cool stuff. We got a Ubisoft Star Player shirt. Actually, we got 2. And then we got a UB30 hat. And, a couple of Trials of the Blood Dragon stickers and our guidebook. But one item in particular had us all kind of confused. So this little thing had us so confused because it looks like a floppy disk, right? Everyone was like, okay, that's kind of cool. They gave us like a retro floppy disk for celebrating 30 years. It's kind of weird. I guess I gotta get a floppy disk reader for this now. And then, Liz, one of the people, one of the Star players, looked at it a bit further and was like, hey guys. Oh, I get it now. And, after we were done eating, we went to PAX and checked out the Ubisoft booth because that's where we were on the first day. They had games on display like Eagle Flight, Werewolves Within, which I didn't even know was a Ubisoft game. I didn't even know that game existed, but I'll talk about that soon. They had For Honor, South Park Fresh but Whole. You couldn't play that, but I'll tell you later as well about that experience. Saturday was pretty much just, hey, here's our booth day. Some cool stuff. Sunday was when, we actually did some crazy cool stuff. We went to a Soto makerspace, one of the makerspaces out in Seattle. Really cool. We got to make our own goggles. Right here, we got to put our own, like, actual Watch Dogs 2, 3D, or no, I think they were laser cut, like, discs in them. I got the bombs. Bomb boy eyes. But once that was done, once we did all that on Sunday, we went back to the show floor, and that's when I tried to play more games. I believe I played Eagle Flight and Werewolves Within. Werewolves Within was the first game I played. So Werewolves Within is definitely a party game, not necessarily a VR game. I would necessarily like clamor to get unless all my friends had it. Basically, you're sitting in a group, you're like in this village, and you're all sitting around the campfire, and the gist is you're trying to find out which one or two of you is the werewolves in the group. So you know, you kind of have to communicate with friends, and everyone has certain classes. Like one class, I was a tracker, and trackers, if my memory is right, could like look at a person in the group, and if selected, it would tell you, oh, hey, this person could be a werewolf, or they could be a villager, which could work out in your favor, because I believe that specific person said they were a tracker. So since I said, hey, you know, I'm a tracker, and this person said that he was a tracker, but my tracker skill said he's a villager or a werewolf, everyone was like, wait, whoa. If it says you're a villager or a werewolf, there's no way you could be a tracker. Suspicion tag. And, you know, his you know, head just lit up with suspicion tags. Ended up being the werewolf. Then there was Eagle Flight, which I remember seeing that at E3. It was kind of cool. Me and my friend always joked that it was like Assassin's Creed add-on, because now you're the eagle and you have to dive on the assassin's like shoulder or whatever. But, you know, actually playing it was really damn cool. A lot of times with VR, you want the immersion factor, and Eagle Flight definitely has that. Because when you're flying, you kind of feel that weightlessness of being like a bird flying through the air. And I felt that the most when I was swooping up. Like, I felt like I was lifting out of my seat, which was really cool. Why do I still have this in my hand? One gripe I have with Eagle Flight, though, is that you tilt your head instead of turning your head. I don't know why that design decision was made. There was a lot of times where, like, I was turning my head, and even though they told me not to do that, just instinctively my head was just like, oh, just turn your head. And which caused me to crash into, like, a tree one time. But other than that, like, that didn't happen often. And the you know, the times where I did turn my head, there was enough space around me to like kind of recourse myself. And I think only once did the head tracking get out of sync, but I think it immediately like resynced after I fixed my head orientation. So I just at least want the option to be able to like turn my head, you know, like this, to like turn. And if you also want the option to just tilt your head for easier, you know, stuff, have that option too. But you know, that was my only gripe with Eagle Flight. Then I tried For Honor, which was really cool. I actually tried that on the last day. It's mint, baby. It's so good. When I first played it, of course I suck. People could double team you and triple team you, and you got to be like ready for that stuff. And in the tutorial, they actually do have you be double teamed, and there's like specific mechanics you have to do for that. I sucked and died, and you know, that's when they automatically started the multiplayer aspect of it. I was like,
I'm waiting to play and I suck at this game. Oh no, that's a problem.
As I kept playing, I got better at it. There was actually this really cool moment. I don't know if my friend recorded it, but he saw it, so he knows it's real. You know it's real, David. Where, you know, there was two guys against me. It was 1v2, and I wrecked their shit. It was so satisfying. So, like, that's the payoff. You suck at first, but then, like, you start picking it up really good. You know, I'm not saying I was, like, a master of the game or anything, but, like, it's definitely, the more, like, when you're thrusted into it, you kind of have to learn trial by fire pretty much, and you kind of learn these steps it takes to, like, really start, you know, doing stuff. Our team ultimately lost because of a lack of communication, because, like, you kind of had to speak in the mics, and the show floor was so loud that the mic feedback came into it, so definitely not something you need to play at, like, a convention. It's definitely, you know, you need to communicate with your team, but really good. I'm so excited for the alpha or beta, whatever is coming in, like, 15 days or so, or whatever, like, something like that. Then, you know, I tried the South Park Fractured But Whole, you know, experience. You couldn't play it, like I said earlier in the video, but you could smell it, because the Oculus Rift is actually a thing. A lot of people, when I told them that, they were like, that's real? That's real? Yeah, nigga, it's real. It's real.
And I can stop for a second. When I go to the on and off.
How it works is that, you know, there's a Ubisoft developer for the South Park game controlling said game, and the Oculus Rift only activates when the main character farts, which can be context sensitive. Like, you can do it on command, or you have to, like, do a special ability where you have to, like, you know, get up to the top of a building, and that requires you to fart. to lift up and fart. And it was not a good smell. It smelled terrible. And it actually ruined some of my dinner later that night. Like, just anything that smelled like a small semblance of that smell is just like, can't eat it. So on Monday, the final day, is when I started vlogging a bit more. Mainly because I wanted to chronicle my experiences trying out the Resident Evil 7 VR demo. Because they had the huge, I don't think it was all of the house from the E3 presentation of Resident Evil 7, because they had this huge, mansion part of the house. I think they only had half of it. It was still so cool. Kind of sucked because apparently that day the attendees were complaining that the exhibitors, which I was one of the exhibitors, were clogging up the lines. So they made the exhibitors who came in an hour early, made us wait until 10.
I just want to play the damn fucking demo. Please.
I know the Final Fantasy 15 demo, you couldn't even go in if you were an exhibitor. It was that bad apparently that they were like, no, you're exempt if you're an exhibitor. You need to have a regular pass to even play this demo. It was a kitchen demo, not Lantern. So I played the kitchen demo. It was really weird, mixed signals. One person said I couldn't record in the booth. Another person said I could record, but only my reaction. I just missed my finger. The whole recording thing came about when I was like, oh, since I can't record in here because the guy earlier said it, you're going to be my recording, proof with your eyes. And, they're like, oh, no, you can record. Just don't record the game, you record your reaction. I was like, okay, cool. But then I went into the booth and the lady in there was just like, oh, you can record the game and your reaction. And we're just like, are you sure? Because they made a big point to just record either the reaction or don't record at all. So we're just going to record my reaction. I was kind of unsurprised, not because it wasn't scary.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But because, I was so big into, the Resident Evil 7, beginning hour demo that, any nook and cranny of, anything that was kitchen or beginning hour got, spoiled for me. So I knew it was coming, but it was still pretty freaky. I would say PSVR, it looks good still, thank God, from the last time I played it. You can still wear your glasses, which is super neat. But I will say the graininess of Resident Evil 7 kitchen demo, just Resident Evil 7 in general, is kind of has that found footage, grainy, early 90s, horror aesthetic. So the graininess kind of was a bit annoying, but that's not on PSVR. I think that's more on Resident Evil 7 as a game demo. So maybe they could have, for the VR version, just did a lack of film grain. I enjoyed it personally, and we got a cool t-shirt. This t-shirt, to be exact, I'm surprised I still gave out the E3 demo tees, which is really good because I wanted one of these t-shirts so bad. So yeah, my PAX adventure was fun. It was long while I was there, but in retrospect, it was kind of short. Everything went by so fast. Now that I'm thinking about it, but it was definitely something that I would 10 out of 10 do again. So thank you, Ubisoft, for taking my broke ass to PAX West, letting me enjoy a bit of what it's like to kind of go to those events as someone with a full schedule, pretty much. It was definitely a very great experience. I don't know if you're down to do it again, Ubisoft. Just call me, baby. Just call me. I'm pretty much always on tap. So just call me. My dog just busted in. Say hi to the camera, Berkey. Okay, Berkey. I'm Avery Bird, aka Ocdraman, and I'm signing out. It is hot in here. Peace, guys.